I like Roblox, mostly. I also like Sonic, so what do you get when you combine them? Roblox Sonic games. These thingamajigs. I have previously gone over some in the past, but I recently got this itch, situated somewhere on my ass. The itch to do the insane task of ranking every single one of these damn games. There are mountains of Sonic games on Roblox already, so how am I gonna possibly do this? Well, if we're gonna rank so many games, we need to get some ground rules established. 1. The game must play like Sonic. This is not Sonic, this is Roblox. The movement is pretty restricted, you don't gradually gain speed, no momentum to speak of. This is Sonic. The moves, the momentum, this is what we're looking for. It doesn't have to be exactly this, anything similar will do. 2. There must be some content. About 1 sizable level or 2 decently long levels minimum are good. This is so we can get a full grip on how the game functions with its physics, level design, and any additional abilities. 3. Only the most updated version of the game will count. I can't access older versions of most games featured, so if a game had stuff that was removed or changed with an update, I can't do anything about it. If a game does have different versions, those will be included separately, as I can access them. I will be as objective as I can to keep everything fair. There are a lot of different games to cover, so each of them deserve a fair shot. I will be ranking games from S to D tier. S stands for Super, and D stands for Do. With the rules laid down, let the games begin! Right, what better game to start off with than the one that popularized Roblox Sonic games in the first place? No, not you, we'll get to you later. Neither you, Sound Engine. I'm talking about the classic, the precursor to Onset Adventure's success, Pyrite Adventure. Now, I'd hardly call this a Sonic game, as it's just vanilla Roblox movement with dash pads, no spin dash to speak of, just some dumb roll move that is as useful as the slide, being never. Pyrite Adventure 2, though, is where the crack starts to kick in. The physics are vastly different from the first game. You build up to your top speed, you have the spin dash, which is broken when you know how to use it. The whole game takes after Sonic Adventure. The stages, the music, everything is basically Sonic Adventure if it were only Sonic's campaign. It does have original level design, so it's not ripping off Sonic Adventure entirely, adding in rails as an extra method of movement which weren't in Sonic Adventure, but whatever, I dig it. Instead of using established characters, Pyrite has original characters. Apollo looks pretty cool. Claire would be a baller design if she wasn't stuck in Blockland. Oh, there you go, now you fixed it. Dr. Baconhair is a fitting villain with how Noob replaces Shadow, and I can't take him seriously. Boss fights are a surprising inclusion. They are a bit simple, but this game was made in 2020. It was the first of its kind, so I can excuse it. I mean, this one is just Egg Wyvern from Sonic 06. Wait, I thought this was based on Sonic Adventure. The first game is based on 06. Why are you doing this to me? Pyrite Adventure gets bonus points as it is a finished game. It has a final boss and credits, you're watching them now. This already sets a high bar for these games. Do not get your hopes up though. Most of the games going forward don't even have as much as 5 levels. Pyrite Adventure 2 gets an A tier for holding up surprisingly well. Next is not Onset Adventure, I'm teasing you at this point, but a very controversial game. One that was tainted by its own creator speedrunning how to get your game taken down. Sonic Eclipse Online. Eclipse Online was an adventure-style game with similar physics to those games. It featured multiple characters to play as paid DLC. No one who is making a Roblox Sonic game owned the Sonic IP in the first place, so this is an automatic no-go. Tails could be played as and had a broken flight mechanic where as soon as you stop holding the button, he tires out. Don't be fooled by the Smash Bros. Ultimate roster we got going on. It's the Sonic Heroes effect. We got all of these cool-looking characters just for you, Timmy!
Wow, I can't wait to play as all these guys. This is gonna be so fun.
Timmy, I hate to break it to you. All these guys play the same. There's no variety outside of Tails. Everyone is Sonic.
Nah. They all play different. Look, they have Mighty.
He doesn't even have his bounce move from Mania Plus. Anyone with a brain can tell you that this is a scam.
The art direction is not great. Sonic has a block body, which is alright, but then it immediately breaks that whole style by having Sonic's normal head on his body. It looks really strange and badly designed, like the modeler gave up midway through. The engine itself isn't much better. It's incredibly simple. You have access to one move, the spin dash, and it's the spin dash alright, no complaints there. Except I do have a complaint. The framework doesn't have the bounce, drop dash, or anything else other than the spin dash. That's not an issue by itself, however, without the great level design of Adventure, it feels really shallow. It doesn't help that levels were also paywalled behind Robux, a fat £5 you had to pay to get access to the alpha. You think SuperSonic being DLC in Forces was shameless? SuperSonic was included in the alpha that had Crisis City. Again, £5, good lord. Eclipse Online would have been a cool B tier if it didn't have all the paywalls in it. C tier you go. Okay, I've stalled enough. Now we get to the true game that started the Roblox Sonic renaissance. Bomb Set. Onset Adventure, as I said in my first Roblox video, was the one that inspired so many fan games like it. Controls are as smooth as butter, controlling like Adventure, and maybe even better than those games. The model of Sonic is well made and robust. It's very well animated. You have to appreciate the little things that were added in. Sonic's head tilting to the side when he's turning, Sonic panicking when he's off balance on a rail. The humming top from Sonic Advance 2 is proudly added to Sonic's arsenal, and it's intuitively executed, acting as a simple double jump to extend the height from a spring. What's cooler about it is that you do it exactly the same way as in Advance 2. Get launched by a spring, and on controller, press R. Emerald Coast is a full level that you don't need to pay for. It works really well with the altered physics. There's no fancy stuff, no goal ring animation, 90% of the menu is inaccessible. Why can I select it then? Just gray it out. Only Sonic is playable, but I can excuse all of that, because this is clearly meant to be a tech demo. It's meant to show what can be achieved, and you bet it does what it sets out to be. B tier for being a solid as hell look into what could be. Bear2126 is an absolute legend when it comes to Roblox Sonic. He's made multiple Sonic games that we will get to down the line. Sonic Planet was the first of his games, but it has been delisted, so you won't find it by searching it. Sonic Freedom Universe is the game when Bear started to find his footing in game development. You can tell us there is a lot of stuff here. Sonic and Shadow can boost, Tails can fly, multiple maps to explore, a lot of skins. All of Bear's games have a lot of skins. Most of them don't really have anything else other than a spin dash. A special stage, while being simple, is a good idea. It's styled similar to Sonic CD. That's a cool throwback. I'd rate Freedom Universe a B. I know I skimmed over most of it, but there are a lot of games to look at, and for all intents and purposes, Freedom Universe's ideas would get expanded upon in future games. For instance, Sonic Infinity DX. Infinity DX is a game I used to play a lot when I was younger. It's very simple in controls, only the air dash and double jump. I'm fine with that though. Eclipse Online was trying to be Adventure, but with the lack of depth and good level design, it falls short. Infinity DX is doing its own thing. It's a semi-open world game with simple pimple controls, and it works better. The world is massive. There is a lot to explore. The big tower made up of entirely swing poles is the best joke anyone has made in one of these games. The cannons are a fun inclusion to fly from place to place. The other main thing of this game, like Freedom Universe, is the multitude of different skins for Sonic. Most are just taken from official games. There's some custom ones. Fire Sonic from Mario Bros. Z is a standout. While the little moveset works for this game, it would be better if it had more traversal methods. That's what Infinity DX 2.0 does. Shadow and Metal are their own characters now with their own abilities. Shadow can Chaos Teleport, Metal can float, Sonic has his own ability in the Peel Out. All of these things add to the exploration of the game. Good when that's the only thing to do. Infinity DX version 1 goes in B, and 2.0 is just above it. In this next entry, we get to the realm of impersonating the official games so well, it gets hard to tell them apart. Sonic World Adventure, that's the actual title, is an almost one-to-one recreation of Unleashed. There's not much I can talk about with it other than it plays pretty much like Unleashed. The only thing I can see improving is the level design. It doesn't flow as well as an Unleashed, but still pretty good. World Adventure is one of the many games that had massive potential, truly mega potency, but got cancelled. Most of these games do. Good night, sweet prince. B tier. You don't have to be platformer-centric in order to make for a solid experience. Sonic Pulse, now just known as Pulse RP, has the Sonic Forces avatar as its main gimmick. But unlike Feces, it's incredibly fleshed out. Customization on individual limbs, shoes, socks, gloves, cuffs even, colors for every part you can think of, tons of spike options, tails, mouths, clothing, animations, emotes. The amount of stuff here is expansive, so big you could fit a foot long in it, the size of a long foot. I made a character a while ago. Here he is. Now don't make fun of him, he's very self-conscious about his lack of hands. The controls are fine, spin dash is goody, you can walk on water like Jesus. The game can be quite finicky sometimes, the reticle won't lock onto springs even though I'm right in front of it. The challenges are pretty alright, you get graded in medals instead of ranks, which is a nice touch. All around, solid game. The creation aspect alone puts it straight into A tier. Now this is a very specific question that you won't be asking. What if Sonic Pulse was for the DS? Polysonic is the answer. As I said, this game is like a crushed down version of Pulse. It's got the same character creator, emotes, the same exploration. While being mini Sonic Pulse, it does have unique things about it. There's custom music for each zone in the game, and a green screen to make a transparent render of your character if you want. I'll put it in B tier. A tier is getting peckish. How about we feed him? He must consume. Sonic Sandbox might be one of our answers. Sandbox has a total of 4 actual levels. They are open-ended, so all you can do is run around, but the game makes up for it. It is a sandbox, as the title implies for Pringle's sake. What that means is not only can you be multiple different characters that have actual differences, not major, but enough to say they're all not Sonic in disguise. It's very similar to Infinity DX in that there are skins for every character. There's some new things, partners you can equip beside you like Chip and Sage. The main difference is that the movement is bangin'. The boost makes everything so much faster. The air boost is good for traversal, giving you a bit of height. Tails can fly, very fancy. Knuckles can glide, double fancy. We don't have the budget for climbing yet. It is packed with stuff not too familiar to a stuffed crust pizza. It really sucks that this game is bound to being a tech demo. A tier gets another. Most of these games are pretty good so far. Most. Clearly Sega saw the numbers they were pulling and thought they could do the same. Sonic Speed Simulator is Sega's attempt at their own Roblox Sonic game. This game is a simulator, so you know what you're getting yourself into. Run around to get more speed and more numbers will go up. First, this is an officially licensed free Sonic game. That means that money is to be made, Sponge Boy me Bob. Similar to games we've looked at, there are an abundance of skins and characters, but the catch is that you have to do some dumb chore list, or pay for them. This is a free game after all, they have to make money somehow, but it really dampens your flame when Infinity DX has all these skins for free, and some ones that are completely unique to the game. Fire Sonic is a cool skin as well as being a reference to Mario Bros. Z. Speed Sim has Sailor Tails. It's just Tails, but with a hat and bow tie. Or Elite Sonic, who just has a crown. You guys are bleeding originality. The gameplay loop isn't perfect either, as it's easy to get bored of the game. It's fun for some time, but you can't change how you progress, and that makes it feel really shallow. Differences between characters could have made the game more enjoyable, but making everyone different would take way too much work. Even though Bear has already done that with Tails flying and Knuckles gliding, so in actuality, GameFam is being lazy. Just like your boss. Oh, I misremembered. You can glide with very specific skins, and also general for some reason. Nice, you made it worse. The boost is a good inclusion, but it makes the spin dash kinda useless. Homing attacking enemies is slow and breaks the pace, boosting into them is super precise. There are a lot of worlds, but I have no reason to explore, as there aren't any secrets or special items to get. They've recently been removing stuff too. Sonic wagging his finger on the title screen? How about a PNG? Did you like the beach section in Green Hill? Well, clearly you didn't care enough, because now it's gone. Dude, Speed Simulator is okay. It definitely could be better, which is the saying for this franchise. C tier. Could you like and subscribe, please? It helps me out in the algorithm, and I would really appreciate it. Thank you, if you did. Right, so, we've gone over some good and some mediocre, but none truly godlike. S tier is getting lonely. We gotta feed him. A king's banquet is required to satisfy him, though, so it's good we have one in stock. SegaSonic Origins is the ultimate Roblox Sonic game. Let me list the amount of characters currently playable. We have Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, Rouge, Omega, Amy, Cream, Big, aka the Goat, Silver, Blaze, Classic Sonic, Metal Sonic, Gamma, Chaos Zero, Ray, and Mighty. Why do I point out the Avengers Endgame sized roster? Every single character has something about them that makes them unique. Shadow can use his Chaos abilities. For Omega's neutral special, he fires a gun. Tails has his arm cannon that functions like the mech shooting. Knuckles can wall spin dash, Metal and Classic Sonic can peel out, Amy can turret dash lifted directly from Frontiers. You get 7 full levels that are all equally as banging. And they have differences too. Some aren't straight ripped from the original games. Metal Harbor has an added indoor section similar to Prison Lane. Green Hill has fully original level design. Bold choice. SegaSonic Origins has to go in S tier for sure.
So Papyrus, catch me up. Why are we here? What's it called too? I forgot.
Why, we're at the Digital Swirl Cafe. It just opened up and the reviews are already calling it the best place in town. It has a 5-star rating already.
Well, I'm not too sure about this. Hey, I recognize this. It's just the meatball sub from Grillby's, but with one less meatball.
We've fed S tier well, but it's time to feed D tier. No one likes D tier, but he has to be there, like your creepy uncle at your birthday party. Which game will we feed him though? Which one of these games truly deserves to be crowned the most not good? I have one in mind. Sonic Adventure Rebirth does nothing you could class as new. It uses the Digital Swirl engine, that of which was made by the Onset Adventure guys, so you know what to expect. It controls exactly like Onset Adventure. The engine itself is relatively unchanged. Sonic doesn't have any new moves, different physics, or anything, honestly. I mean, yeah, the engine is good, but that's not a point towards the game. If anything, it gives more leverage to Onset Adventure. As Mario once said,
"That's another person's engine, Luigi. You didn't make it."
Maybe the assets are custom made? Possibly give the game a unique look? No, the assets are very minor alterations of Sonic Speed Simulator models. The animations are from Speed Sim, the entire hilltop level is from Speed Sim. If this game was a person, they'd be charged with identity theft. D tier. I'm tired of platformers for now. Have we got any other genres? Why, yes we do, myself. Sonic Sigma, why, is an RPG. Original. It's a unique take on Sonic. I just don't think it works too well. The camera can be weird sometimes, the combat is really weak. You have a punch, a homing attack, and a special move, but no block or evade. When the egg pawn charges at you, instead of parrying it like a champ, you have to wait for the charge to run out. It's not very clear what you have to do either. I got lost in the cave section with no indicators of what to do next. Yeah, this game suffers from lack of directional indicators. At the beginning, you're given one text box of where to go. Have fun with that if you missed it. The art style gets points as it's supposed to replicate Sonic Adventure's style. It's even in 4x3, so I commend the experimental art style. If it didn't have that stylization, it would be D tier. C tier is best for this game though. Sonic Overdrive is another very stylized game. The low poly aesthetic is a great visual change, mixed with the low frame rate on Sonic's animations make it really pop out. The movement is very fluid, the physics make the bounce good for getting around, the drop dash has a lot of utility with its downwards motion, the humming top is here, this is Digital Swirl, but it's been modified to go way faster and straight ahead, making it more of a dash than a double jump, which is what it originally was. The level design is clearly unfinished. It's not that long, only having 4 levels. Rotten Steam Zone has enemy rush sections, which work okay. With the combat being rolling and homing attacking, it doesn't lend itself well to a small area. B tier for having a 6 style. Riding the highs of the Digital Swirl train, Sonic Expedition is up next as another classic Sonic game. The aesthetic is inspired by the 90s Japanese style Sonic had back then. Right out the gate, the game is searing with personality. The tutorial is a playable version of the Mania opening animation. This is so surreal seeing it here actually playable. It looks just like that place too, so big props to the devs on that. Relic Ruin is a great stage with bangerlicious music. You can thank Sonic and the Fallen Star for that. The rainbows are a nice set piece to use as pathways from place to place, and you gotta appreciate the little things. Stars coming off of Sonic when he's running is odd, but charming. Sonic does a figure 8 when at Mach speed. The animation on the drop dash showing Sonic curling into the ball a la Sonic CD makes me go, delectable. Again, like Overdrive, it's clearly not finished. Those red balls from Onset Adventure are here. There's no enemies to speak of. I appreciate the branching paths of the levels. The downside is that they're really linear and kinda empty. Relic Ruin Act 2 suffers from being a straight line at times. Sonic GT has similar branching paths. The branching paths in GT usually give you a faster and slower route, with good items on the faster route if you're lucky. With Expedition, it doesn't feel like the specific path you take matters. You'll get the same outcome. The open worlds are neat, but there's nothing to do. It is a proof of concept after all. Expedition gets a B for the style. It would get an A if there were more complete levels. More Digital Swirl games? I must be the luckiest man alive! Sonic Retribution is probably what you get when you ask your mother for Sonic Expedition, but she replies with,
We have Sonic Expedition at home.
I would say Sonic Retribution is one of the Digital Swirl games that has been made, because of how it's so mediocre. The humming top is here, very slightly changed from Onset Adventure. The drop dash has the same curling animation as Expedition, but there it had the benefit of being a nice reference to Sonic CD's intro. Ridicule Root is a level? Root? Like from plants? You don't mean the other type? Crisis City Radical Trainer, alright. Starfall Blizzard is an okay Christmas-themed level. I'm really struggling with what to say. Everything in this game has been done before. I guess the trick animation being the adventure box art pose is cool. That's it. I'm sorry it's come to this. C tier. Taking a break from Digital Swirl, Aspiration is another adventure game that uses the adventure formula. So in essence, it's like every other adventure game we've looked at, but with weird movement. I don't know how to describe it, the movement feels off in this game. It's like if you made the air physics slippery somehow. The upgrades from Adventure 2 are cool. They don't add much though with the test level in place. Jeez, this game has the humming top too? Guess you don't need to be using Digital Swirl in order for your creativity to be slashed in half. This is Sonic we're talking about. The guy whose whole thing is that he breaks the sound barrier by going for a jog. The franchise is packed with source material to pull from, official and fan-made. There are a billion ways you could pull off an ability that dashes forward. It doesn't need to be the same thing every time. The Bullet Dash from Sonic CD, Ring Burst from Sonic X, Boost Mode from Sonic Advance 2, turn one of Frontier's combat moves into a dash, I don't know. Just talking in general, countless attacks from Battle, Sonic Rush's trick system, the Elemental Shield powers, Sonic Boom's Enter Beam, Sonic Advance 3's partner mechanic that gives you special moves based on the pairing. There's so much to go off of, so why are we going in circles like Sonic himself? Oh, I need to talk about Aspiration. Super Sonic is good, but really all Super Sonic is a faster, invincible version of normal Sonic. Pole jumping is not great. The indicator is on the side of the pole, and there's no visual of when's the best time to jump. A small flashing would have been convenient. B tier, at least you're not using Digital Swirl. Which is what the next game is going to be using. Sonic Paradise is another adventure game that uses a barely modified Digital Swirl. No humming top to speak of, but that's the least of our concerns. This game has one of the most confusing and stupidest currency systems I've ever heard of. Right, so, every minute you spend in the game, you get a point. How many points does it take to unlock characters? Oh, I don't know. Hundreds? And what do you get for waiting this long? Just lazy reskins of Sonic. Tails, rather than flying, instead has a double jump. Knuckles can't glide, but has a very useless stomp. Shadow has no differences whatsoever, aside from a sound glitch with his skating animation. You want to get some cool skins? Guess what, bucko? Fork over your wallet. They cost real money. Levels are plentiful. Most of them are okay. Not much to talk about in that regard. I would say I'm sad to do this, but even without the microtransactions, I still wouldn't like this game. C tier.
Waiter! Waiter! More Digital Swirl, please!
Papyrus, why do you want the same dish over and over again?
Same dish? What are you on about, Sans? These dishes are delicious!
I'm not denying that some of them are good. It's just that these are literally the same foods we had a moment ago.
Sorry to keep you guys waiting. We have a lot of orders. It's crowded right now. Here's your dish, gentlemen. Enjoy!
I swear to Asgore, if this tastes the exact same, I'm going to grill these.
Sonic Adventure Reimagined is... When does my shift end? 2 minutes, okay, keep it together. It's another adventure game that, as Papyrus has told you already, uses Digital Swirl. I mean, from the name Adventure Reimagined, you would guess a few things. Since it is a reimagining, it would be akin to Pac-Man World Repack, redesigning main aspects of the game for a fresh experience. That's what I would guess, but you won't believe what I'm gonna say. Adventure Reimagined is another adventure game, this time with no humming top, and good level design, so it's instantly better than Paradise, but not by a lot. Race mode is fun. If you win, you get rings to buy skins, which are cool. There's a lot to choose from. The voice acting by Shade Ronan for Sonic and Shadow is good. Props to him.
And I didn't even need to try.
Alright, now we're talking!
The gameplay itself, leaves a lot to be desired. As said before, the homing top is not here, which is a good thing. In its place is the sweep kick from Sonic 06. The sweep kick is 90% useless. You can use it to deflect bullets, which you will never do because homing attacks are way faster. You can bunny hop with it, which you will never do because spamming spin dash is way faster. The only situation in which you will do it is to extend your jump a little. The only use of the B button is press button if bored. The Shadow update recently came out, adding who else, Shadow the beautiful black creature. When I heard he was in the game, I was interested to see what his moveset would be. Do you want to know what his moveset is? Do you want to know? He has a makeshift drop dash, a stomp that stops all momentum, and the chaos boost from Sonic 06 that lets you freeze time. Nothing else, and since the levels aren't built for it, it's almost useless. I'm gonna crash out. B tier. That'll be all for this video. I'll be chilling in a mental asylum. I'll see you in part 2.